Hello everyone, this is Barbie. I'm back today to work on the folio again. This is kind of what I've gotten in mind for the front of it. Remember I think I mentioned this little boy in a frame with his little bear, and I didn't want to cover up too much of the front because I really like the colors and how it all works together. So I just put a little bit of tea dyed, or well actually I dyed the cheesecloth. I don't know what color I used, but it's sort of a taupe color, and it goes perfect with the frame, which is kind of a bluey taupey color, and it picks up the grays and everything in the cover. So I'm thinking this is all I'm going to do is put that on the front and keep it real flat. That's what my plan is at this point. So I also have the picture. I got this off from one of the museum web pages, the open access. So I do have a group of downloads that I'm going to put on my Etsy shop. I just haven't done it yet. If you might be interested in this, as well as some other open access. This being one of them right here. It's what do you call those? Etchings? Yeah. So that is in one of my packages. So I thought I'd put that on there in case anybody might want to use some of the same elements I'm using. Okay, I'm going to set that aside for right now. Another thing I'm thinking about doing is I've got these little strips pulled of some tea-dyed muslin, or whatever you want to call it, cotton fabric that I did. And I remember I told you that I wanted to put something on here, and I'm thinking what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a snippet. I'm going to do some snippets on this piece of fabric and put it on that part of the spine, and I'm thinking as well as on this one, but I have to look to see if it's going to interfere with the closing of the book, and I don't think it will, or the folio rather. Anyhow, that should be fine because it would just close like that. So that's my game plan for that. And the other thing I have looked at and I want to do, I'm going to glue these little pieces of tea-dyed handkerchief, I think is what it is, in each one of these bellies here, because I like the looks of that better than just the paper. And we do have the background of the paper, so it's not going to be like tape or something showing through, you know what I mean? So that's what we're going to start out doing. I can get my glue down here and get it going. I hope everybody is well and in their craft room, crafting right along with me and having fun. That's what it's about. It's my game plan. If it's fun, I'm doing it. If it's not, probably not. Well, I guess I can. That isn't entirely true. Certain things you got to do, you know what I mean? Whether you like it or not. Okay, let's see how this goes. I left that little roll on there because I kind of like the looks of that. And I just want to get this basically centered in there. And I don't care, I like to see a little bit of that brown paper showing through. So that's my game plan for that piece. Okay, let's get the other one down. And what I'm going to probably have to do is where these little holes are, I'm gonna have to take my hole punch and punch those out once I get this all glued down, is what I'm thinking. But we'll see how this works out. There's one thing in junk journaling, you know, I think there's most anything you do, you can fix it. So you don't need to be too worried about it, other than maybe getting something upside down, and that's easily done, that's true, but even that can be fixed. So that's why junk journaling is so much fun. There isn't any rules. You can do whatever you want to do, whatever pleases you. That's what I do, whatever pleases me. I don't have any game plan other than if I like the way it looks. I don't have to have everything matchy. In fact, I don't like everything matchy. What I want is, when I'm doing a journal, and I'm trying to decide what I want to put in there, my whole I don't know what I would say here. I don't have the right word for it, but game plan, whatever you want to say. What determines the decisions I make? That's what basically I think I'm trying to say is if I put it down and I like it, that's it. It doesn't have anything to do with anything else. So, you know, that's the way I do it. You can do it however you like. That's the whole thing. You know, if it's pleasing to you, then do it. Don't worry about what somebody else does. Yeah, you know, there's people who inspire me. There's people that that does this art, that has done it for a long time, and you know, Tracy Fox being one of them, and Wendy with Wendy's Junk Journals. I like how they put things together, but that doesn't really control what I will or won't do. It just inspires me one way or the other. I hope I didn't have that off camera, although I wasn't doing anything other than gluing little bits down. Okay, now let's see. Now that we've got that glued down, let's see what we can do about getting our little holes punched back in. I think I can just go right through the fabric here. Let's see, are we on the big one? No. Gotta get the right hole punch in here, the 3/16th hole punch. Okay, come on, hit the hole. Yep, that worked. There might be a little bit of hank of fabric there, but that's not a big deal one way or the other either. Oh, the other thing is that I don't think I'm going to do that. I think what I'm going to do, because it kind of messed up my little eyelet there. So apparently when I poked down on it, it messed up the eyelet. So I think what I need to do is just poke a hole in it with something, and that way I can get my fabric back through. So what I should have done is I should have decided to put this piece of fabric down before as usual, before I put my eyelets in. So there you go. There's a word to the wise before you do it. Let me see if I can find me another hole punch that might work better. Oh, those are little bitty. That's too big. Yeah, that's too big. And that's too big. It looks like they're a little bitty or too big. Okay, next game plan. This is good for you to see, because there will be things when you do these things. There will be things that you have to fix. Okay, I think probably the scissors works the best. Yep, something simple. There you go. So now I probably need to take that eyelet off. Well, if we're learning here, we might as well go for it, right? We're going to put fabric over the top of this anyhow. So again, I think what I'm going to do is stop my other piece, a little snippet here, before I get on top of my eyelets. And that way I don't have to worry about this part of it. You know, that little eyelet's still in there, stuck in there good, so I think I'm going to leave it alone, because once you get your fabric, your tie in there, it's not going to make any difference anyhow. it's not gonna, you're not gonna see it anyhow, so I'm gonna leave it alone. There, I like that. Okay, the other thing I thought about doing, because I'm not putting a anything over here on this side, I was thinking about putting a piece of this fussy cut flower in there, and just for a little bit of added interest. I think I like that in there. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, but I think I'm gonna use my other glue here. I'm gonna use this as the glitter glue that I have in a little bitty bottle, just because it's easier to squeeze. So I hope y'all have your little folio all started and you're on a roll. And it would be great if you're doing a folio, if you will tag me on Instagram or send me a link or something in one of your comments so I can see what you've done. It would be fun to see your idea and your take on this folio concept. I know y'all are going to have some interesting and beautiful takes on it, so yeah, we need to share. There you go. Now that worked out good. I like that. There you go. Okay. Now I've kind of got it decided what I'm going to do on the front cover, although I'm not going to put it on there right now because I'm going to be scrubbing it around, so I don't want to, you know, put that on there yet. But let me see here. I think what I want to do, I'm going to put this aside and let it dry. Like right here, this needs to be glued down better. Let that dry really good before I move it about anymore. Yep, that needs to be glued down here because otherwise it's going to be rolling up. Right there. Here and along here. Okay. Yeah, make sure that fabric is glued down there real good. Thing here for the tip off. Okay, gonna set that aside. Work on our pages. Gotta just have a sip of coffee. Alrighty, get my desk cleaned off. Find my little pen. There it is. This needs to be washed out. Okay, there was something else I was thinking about playing with. Tracy Fox was messing around with some little, I think I had told you about it a couple of days ago, using her punches. Let me see. Oh, this is something I came up with. This this little tag I want to use. And like I said, this is etching, an old etching off of one of the open access museum sites I want to make a tag out of. So I arranged it on here so that I would hit the little hole I had. But I'm thinking about, I think that's a little too busy for what I'm wanting, so I'm wondering if I can flip this over. I think I can. And use just the other side. This is an old dictionary book page that I scanned into my computer. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, I think I like that better. It's not quite as busy, and you're more focused on the what's coming, you know, what's in the little hole here. So let's see what we can do. I think it needs to be rolled in a little bit more, and I'm gonna go ahead and glue it down. I'm thinking about putting this on the back cover of one of the pages. Needs to be rolled over a little bit more. Let's see if that works. Yeah, it's better. Okay. Where's my bone folder? There it is. Yep, that's better. That's how I'm going to glue it, like so. Okay. Make sure that fits. I want it sticking out a little bit at the top, but I would like, I think, for it to go a little bit further down in there. So I'm going to cut off about 1/4 of an inch, I think. Just because I can. No, it really needs to fit in there a little bit further down, so to cut a little bit of my butterfly off, but that's okay. Okay, let me see what that does. Yeah, see, that's better. You can see more of their head there sticking out. Okay, so I might as well go ahead and get this glued down. Quit fooling around. Now, this was a, what do you call it, template for the, on the Graphic Fairy, digital what am I saying? You have to digitally print on it, and it, on Graphic Fairy. So, but it's not a big deal as far as what you can do. I'll measure it, and you can make your own template and just cut it out. And I think that that really works better, because that way you can get whatever tag that you want to view through this hole, and put your hole where you want the tag to, you know, be shown. And you can, I mean, it's simple enough to do. And then, of course, for your little window that you have to cut it out, which is not a difficult thing to do either. So let me measure that real quick. I can tell you what the measurements are. Oops, I had it right to begin with. Okay, this measures in at about, I would make it 4 1/4 by 6 inches, and then you put your little hole, like this one here is 2 inches approximately, by 1.25 inches. But you could make your hole as big as you want. I mean, you know what I'm saying? You could make it a round hole. And then when you decide about your tag length, I like mine to stick out a little bit at the top so I can put me a little tab of some sort on there, which I don't know what I'm going to do yet with that. I have some snippets I could use. I think that's too big. So there's all kinds of things you can use. We'll worry about that in a minute. I may just put a piece of okay, I think we need a little hole here. Now, I know a lot of people just eyeball it, but forevermore, when I try to eyeball this, it always is off center. I think I must be cross-eyed or something. So to me, it's just easier, makes me feel more comfortable, put it that way, to do it like this and make sure I can see the center. And that way I know, I feel confident when I poke it out that it's going to be in the center. And there's a little mark right here that I've marked. It's exactly in the center. Now, some of these little things right here will have a arrow or something. Some of my punches do, so you can, you know, get the center real easy, but this one doesn't. So I just made a little mark right there. And so you can see it. All right. Get this poked out real quick. All right. Erase my pencil mark. I think I'm going to put a little bit of, oh, just chunked that. A little bit of, and I'm using, I don't think I told you before, but I've kind of switched over to frayed burlap distress ink. For some reason that what I normally use and used for many years here, Vintage Photo distressed ink, was looking a little bit red for some of my projects. So this is a little bit more on the just kind of brown side, but it's not real dark brown. So to me, it just has been working better with the papers I've been using. So I think, you know, depending on what paper you use as to what's going to be the best for you, but that's my thought. Now on this, I think I'm going to put me a label of some sort, maybe a little bit of decoration down at the bottom of this, which I probably need to do before I glue it down. There's another kind of rule I try to follow, and I usually try to decorate these things before I glue it down. That way if I mess it up, I can make another one. Is that understandable? I don't know about y'all, but yeah, I will mess it up if I give myself half a chance. Also, we have some little leftover squares that I might be able to use in some way. I was thinking that maybe I could do something here. Like so, maybe. I think we need a little piece of fabric, or maybe something like this below. This is going to be glued down flat. Maybe something like that. I like that. Okay, there's an idea of how to do that. Okay, then what else are we going to use? Well, let's see what I got here. I got a bunch of too big. It's too big. I think these are not going to work. Oh, look at that little boys. Those are too big if I'm going to use those little squares. Maybe I won't use the little squares. Yeah, maybe I won't use the little squares. I could do that. I like that better. Yep, let's do that. And then I can put a little tag, a little label on there. So, get out my ink here. See what we can come up with. For me, this is what takes so long because I have to really think about what I'm doing before I make a choice. So this, for me, this is what takes me so long. So normally how I do this is I will put this down first and put the fabric or whatever I'm gluing on there on the back. And then it's like so. There you go. Here's my scissors. I'm over here piled underneath something. Might need something a little lighter underneath there as well. I don't know. Let me put this in here and see what I think. Open it up and see how that looks. Well, I think it needs a little hank of something. Just needs a hank of something. Something light. Yep, it needs something like this. Clip off a piece of this and see what I can do. That's too big. I don't want to cover that whole thing up like that because that's what's the point, you know what I mean? And that covers up too much, so that's too big. Alright, I know what we can do. Got this tablecloth here. It has some little round embroidery things. This is what I need, something like this. Yep. Even less. Yep. Let's see if I have a piece cut out here that's big enough. That right there looks good. And then a little blue with that brown colors, but it's too big. That's too big. I need something that doesn't cover up so much. There you go. Maybe something like that right there. Yep. And then I think I need one other little thing. What do I want to use here? That might be good up there. Yeah, that'll be good for a little pole. Okay. I think that'll work right there. And let me see, I might get just a little bit of something along the bottom there. I need some little lighter color thingamajig. Yep. Like so. That's it. Okay, just put it together. And I think I'm going to leave it a little bit longer than the actual piece. Why? I don't know. Because I think I want to. That's why. Because I can do it. That's why. You don't have to have a reason. You just might want to say, well, I'll just, because I want to. Yep. That way, it kind of leaves a little bit of something sticking down here, because when I mount that right there, it'll be sticking out the bottom. Now I changed my mind. I don't like that hanging over. It's too much. It looks raggedy. Not that raggedy isn't good, but it's not the right raggedy. There. Okay, I'm going to take this out. I know my game plan now. And I'm going to leave that hanging down just a little bit. And I'm going to glue this on because I have my game plan now. It's okay to glue it on. I do have a little bird up there, I remember, that I might want to put someplace. Alrighty, here we go. Right or wrong, we're doing it. So you can see I just have a little bit hanging out down here. And the inside, you can see the collage from the inside, which is a good deal. Okay. Now, let me see what I got in here. Oh, I have some of these really cool numbers I got from my porch print, I believe it was. Let's take out some of those. I was going to, yeah, maybe I should do that first. I was thinking about making them shiny. Oh, there's a butterfly. We hadn't put a butterfly on there. Okay, we might use some of that. That bird there, I think, is too big. But we could probably use him someplace. Okay, I'm gonna leave the rest of that stuff in there. All right, let's get this glued down here. I think I'm gonna use the Fabri-Tac. Just because I need it to be sure and stick all the way down good. I thought I was going to go ahead and finish up my recording on my last one there. You know, I said I'd probably continue to craft. Well, I didn't realize I couldn't do that because I had to download the video on my phone. And that's what I use to record things, so that didn't work. I had to wait. But I did get things kind of organized and together, which it worked out fine. But you know, when you're on a roll, you want to keep crafting, because all your inspiration is running around there, and you're getting ideas, and if you got to stop, it kind of messes up your mojo. Okay, that looks like it's straight. Okay, our next thing that we were going to do is we need to put this down, whichever way is front. That front? No, that's front. Okay, I think I want it to be kind of off a bit, like so. But I don't want this bird to be in the way of the, I think it's going to be too big. I might could put it there, or I could maybe put it there. We'll see about that option. Okay, and here's the other things. These are just too cool. I love these things. I mean, there's nothing spectacular, but I like them. I think they may be too big though. Go figure. I like it right there. Yeah. Let's see about, we're going to do one of those and put them on there, but we're going to get the rest of this put down first, so I'll know what I got to do. I need to check my video to see how long I've been doing this. I know it doesn't feel like I've been doing it very long, but I may have been. You know how that goes. Okay, what that does is sort of ties it all in together. It makes it one artistic piece. That's my idea, and I'm sticking to it. Okay. Let me get me something to wipe my fingers off with, otherwise we're just going to be sticking to everything. Now, while I'm wiping my fingers off, get this out of the way. I need to think about other things. Ooh, I see something I might want to do. Alrighty, I got that done. Get a paper towel and get the wetness off my fingers. Still got glue on them. Okay. Now, my thought is, that's too big. My thought is to try to incorporate some of this in here. I don't want to cover that up. I like that number. Maybe I could use, I like this as well. Move that like that. No. Kind of like that. Yeah. That looks good. All right. But the next question is, do I want to seal it? Let's do that. Just because I haven't tried that yet, and I want to see what it looks like. I know you want to see what it looks like too, right? So we're going to pick out a couple of things that we can do that away. Where's my little, this one here. That one too, maybe. We'll do that later. I'm not going to get overwhelmed here. I know what I need. I need a little butterfly. Yeah, I need a butterfly. A itty bitty butterfly. Yeah, something like that. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is I'm just not going to glue him all the way down so that he has a bit of a dimension to him. I like that look. Something like that. I like this, it has a bit of orange in it. Okay. Alright, so we're going to put that there. I'm wondering, should I think to make it a little bit more durable, since it's going to be on the back cover, I am going to put let's make sure everything's plugged in. Now, this is going to be a little bit loud, so if you don't want to hear the loudness, you better put it on mute. I'll let you know when I'm getting ready to turn it on. Had to have a drink of go-go juice here. Keep going. Okay, I'm using Versamark Watermark ink stamp. It's just a sticky stamp pad, basically. And I think it works good. Now I'm going to get me some tweezers. And my other little jigger here. And let's start out with the butterfly. And all we need to do is just push down on it a little bit and get it a little bit of sticky on it. And as soon as you get the sticky on it, you need to go ahead real quick before the sticky dries and put your, this is the one I like to use. It's embossing powder, and it's by ZING, clear finish. American Crafts makes it. It's $4.99 when I bought it. But it's real fine. They do have a thicker, but to me the thicker does not cover as well as the fine does. So that can sit aside until we're ready to finish it off. Okay. Now the next thing is, do we poke a hole in this before we put the, I don't know. Maybe so. We're going to try it without it and poke the hole afterwards. That's going to be my deal. Make sure I got it all the way around the edges and the corners especially. Okay. This can all be reused, so you can be liberal with it. This would be the last one. I'm going to do it that way and see what happens. I might go ahead and pour a little bit on there. I want to make sure I've got plenty on there, although you can do it numerous times. And if for some reason you get your fingerprint on it or you don't cover a spot, it's no big deal. You can do it over. So I'm going to set that aside for right now, so I don't blow this stuff everywhere. Put my ink up, my ink stamp pad. And I'm going to put this down because This is a heat resistant pad. Get this out of the way. Ooh, that might be good done that way too. All right, well, don't get sidetracked, Barbara. Don't get sidetracked. That's what happens. I get too many ideas going at the same time. And then I get scattered. Okay. Let's see what happens here. Okay, let's start out with this little round jigger and see what it does. You gotta hold it down or it'll blow. And the other thing is, I'm getting ready to turn it on. You have to, I do anyhow, is make sure this runs just for a second or so, the heat gun that is, so that when you get ready to blow, put it on your piece, it's already hot. If you don't, a lot of times the air will blow off some of your embossing and cause pit holes. FYI, that's what I've learned anyhow. I believe it was from Tim Holtz that said that. Okay, here we go. And you will see it just turning, like melting. So you just kind of hold it in an area until you see it melting, and then slide and then move it. Make sure it's all melted good. Okay. So it won't stick to this pad. But I see it's bubbled up my mat underneath it. That wasn't cool. Alright, I'm going to set that off to the side. We need to, I need to move this. I need to move that pad, really. Alright, what can I put underneath it? I need to put something underneath that doesn't transfer that heat. This is inconvenient. I think I'm going to just, alright, I'm just going to move over my glass because I have to get in the camera. I'm going to move over my glass. I'm sorry. That's not supposed to have heat on it. I thought that mat would keep it from doing that, but obviously not. So, let me see if I can move my glass over. Actually, I maybe just need to take this out to be easier than trying to move everything. Oh boy, I don't know. I can't do that. Oh, for pity's sake. All right. I need to find something. Hold on a minute. I'm sorry. Let me find something. Put down. I'm going to put a piece of cardboard down and this right here, and it should do it. Let me see. Been going for 48 minutes, so let's see if I can find a thick piece of cardboard that will, yeah, this will work. Put that underneath and this. All right, hopefully that'll work. All right, sorry. Alrighty, let's do the second one. See what happens here. I'm gonna take that and put it out of the way. There's one other thing here I want to do. And I held it up in the light and moved it around. I could see that I had missed a spot. That looks pretty good. Get up here out of the way. Okay. Let's get this other down here. Where's my tweezers? See what this looks like. Here we go. That looks like. Oh yeah, makes it look really cool. Very good. Yep. Set that aside. Okay, let's see what our little butterfly will do. If I can get him picked up over here. This is already pretty hot, so whoop. My hand was getting hot. Alright, get this out of the way. Yeah, it worked. Alrighty. Get our tag back up here and get it finished up. Alright, let's see here what we got going. As you can see, there's a lot of things you could do with this. And it looks like it's going to be really fine for putting a hole in. So I'll get my crocodile out, and I'm going to use the little bitty hole. The smaller hole, let's put it that way. And then I'm going to take some linen thread. I think that's what I'm going to do. Yeah, linen thread. Give me a piece of linen thread and put it on there. Then I'm going to glue it down. I don't know why I'm such a fumble finger thing. I think it's because my fingers are big. That's my excuse anyhow. There we go. Alright. Came out pretty good. I like that. Now, I don't want to get it to where it's going to interfere with anything, so I'm going to leave the top a little bit because I want to hang it over a little bit, but I don't want it to be in a closing up that hole, if you know what I mean. Yep, that looks good. Okay, a little butterfly. This will make these elements a little bit stronger since it's going to be on the back cover, which I think is a good idea. That glued down. Now, where's a little round thing? Here's a little round thing. I'm wondering, I might need a little hole in that. What do you think? Yeah. Do you think I need a hole? Yeah, I think I need a little hole in that. Put a little bit of that linen thread in there. Be good. Okay, a piece of linen thread. Linen thread works really good because it's very pliable and it's very thin. I have had a hard time finding a good thread that will work like for things like this, because most of the thread is either too flimsy, doesn't have enough bulk to it, or it's too stiff. This is not. This has all the good assets. Okay, I'm going to put that down there. I think I'll use this in there. Hope I'm in frame. I think I am. I'm going to put just a dot there on that string. That way that string won't come out. Won't have to worry about it coming out. I'm going to put it a little bit sideways. Now, where is my little bitty tag? I think it went in the wind someplace. Come on, where's the tag? Oh well, this one will work. Wasn't exactly the one I wanted, but it'll work. Okay. It's slick surface. I better use Fabri-Tac. When you're using glue, you need to think about the surface you're gluing to, of course. But when you're gluing to any kind of surface that's slick, better use Fabri-Tac. That's perfect. That right there is good. It's not glued down. Okay, so all we need to do now is get our tag, figure out what we want to do on our tag. I need to put a backing on it, I think. Let me see what I've got here. I was going to do that, but I think that's overkill. That's overkill. Yep. Okay, let's see. What do we want to put on the back of this? Where is some of my paper? I think I'm going to find some of my paper and my background paper. There it is. Wherever that may be. Here it is. This will be perfect. Okay. Do that. That way the little bird, I can use it down in the corner. Yeah. Okay. cutting board. That way I don't have to worry about being precise. I know I'm a bit off camera here, but you can just bear with me for a bit. Sure we got it right. Perfecto mundo. Yeah, and then I'll trim the edges. Okay, very good. Now, I think we need to use a little bit of this at the top for our pool. Yep. And I think I'll just sew across that. I'll glue it and then sew across it. Yeah. I need to make sure I got the edges good. Should have used my glue stick. Probably would have been easier, but I didn't. Okay, now we need to make sure we get this somewhat centered. Okay. Trim around the edges. And then we'll put our little tab on. I think we'll be done with this session. Okay. I kind of like it cattywampus like that, but let's see here. I might need a little something else on there too. I've got a bunch of little pieces over here. Cut that off real quick. See what I can come up with to make it a bit interesting. I'm going to gather it up a little bit, kind of pinch it together, and hold it down for a bit. And put a little bit more on there so I can get this other piece glued down haphazardly like so. Now, needs one more little piece. What do we want to put? Maybe this little piece. Yep. There you go. Nice and floppy. Now, I'm thinking it might need a butterfly, but I'm just gonna put something up there. I'm not going to, what do we need? What do we need? Some of it has a bit of purple in it. about like that one, I think. Yeah, we don't want anything too big. I don't like that one. All right, pick one, Barbara. I wanted something just a teeny bit smaller than that one I picked out, but I don't like that one. Maybe I don't want a light colored one, do I? No, I don't want a light colored one. Yeah, I like that one. Okay. Put our butterfly on, and I think we're pretty well done. I might, after the glue dries, come in and stitch across this little topper, just because I think it would probably work better, but I may choose not to. It's pretty glued down. Okay, let's see what we got here. I don't like to put too much inside it on a tag just because it hangs on things, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it looks cute, yes, but if you want it functional, which I do, go. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. I hope y'all enjoyed the process and gave you some ideas as to what you can do on your back cover. So I hope that'll get you started, and we will be thinking about, that dried good, we'll be thinking about what we're going to do next time. So until then, this is Barbie saying have a beautiful day. Bye 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 bye.